Oh boy, House of Payne fans. Now everybody was like, Jeremy, you got to review the episode. Jeremy, we cannot wait for your thoughts on this show. Well, House of Payne is back in full effect. And hopefully this video does well, because for whatever reason, my episode reviews do okay. But the separate videos I do discussing certain elements of the episode, those are the videos that pop off. So please help this video do well by hitting the thumbs up button to show you like it. Leave your thoughts in the comments. YouTube loves it. The more you engage with the video, the more it pushes it forward and the more eyes are on it and more ad revenue because I got bills. But yeah, folks, the Storm, season 14, episode 11. Let me just say up front, I guess they are amping it up this season because for the first time ever, they have a next time on House of Payne. I'm like, all snap. So I actually have like a mini trailer breakdown to do, which I cannot wait to do as well. But this episode was something else. Now, while it was a great episode, I am going to give it an 8 instead of a 10. So it gets an 8 out of 10 because of the fact that yet again, this episode did exactly what I knew it would, hitting the reset button on the Miranda and Laura dynamic. That's one of the first things that aggravated me when the episode got started up, because I didn't watch the episode when it aired. Truth be told, I'm probably not watching the episodes live. Listen, I usually use that hour before Sisters to, get myself together, make sure my webcam and everything is ready for when I do a live stream directly after the show. If I want to take a late night shower, I'll hop in the shower, eat some dinner, and then watch Sisters and then go live. Okay, so House of Payne, it's only 20 minutes, and plus I prefer to watch it online when I can just watch it at double speed without commercials and be done in like 10 minutes, give or take, if I got to pause to take notes. Oh, side note, if you could do me a solid, go to my new channel, Exploring My Faith, and subscribe. Really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers over there. Go down to the description box. It's literally near the top. You'll see a link to that channel and My Kind of Entertainment. And if you go to the homepage of this channel, there's a link to the Exploring My Faith channel as well. So go over there and subscribe. I gotta say an unpopular opinion, and you could like what I have to say or not, and I'll do a separate video on this, trust and believe. I was Team Laura this episode. I was Team Laura. This episode solidified the fact that it's her versus the Paynes. And marrying Calvin, marrying into this family, would be a huge mistake. I don't care if you like Laura. I don't care if you dislike her. I don't care if you want her gone. This episode just showcased this is not a good fit. A prime example of when you marry someone, you marry their family as well. So the episode starts off a bit low key, Calvin's on the computer, calls for Junior to come out of the room because when kids are on the game, they don't want to hit pause to ask what his brother wants for his birthday. And it's funny because Christian, is the roughneck of the brothers. And he's like, well, he's kind of a nerd. I'm pretty sure he wants a book or something. Like, hey, stop calling your brother that. He's not a square. And it's just a funny back and forth exchange. It's like you could tell there's some Calvin and Junior, of course. So from there, Miranda calls. And it's like, oh, and he's like, oh, hey, come on up. Oh, wait, why don't you want to come up? And wait, Laura's not here. And then Junior's like, you better watch out for Laura catches your baby mama here. Well, like, boy, go back in the room. You're getting too grown. So he goes to the back. And Miranda and Christian come up. And, he's excited to see their son, of course. And it turns out the little square, as Junior would call him, did well in his English class. His essay won a contest. And the essay is being sent to state, which is an interesting competition. So little man is doing well. And he goes into the back to, play with his brother. And that's when Miranda and Calvin talk about what to get him for his birthday. And she mentions this phone, a $1,600 phone. Look, I'm 34 years old, And I got like what, like a $30 or $40 straight talk phone from Walmart. I got iPod Touch, but that's, for social media and whatnot. But in terms of the phone I use to make calls, it ain't nothing but a simple monthly phone where I, do refills, like what, $35 to refill minutes and stuff, and that's it. Heck, even my contact list is next to nothing. Parent, sister, 2 cousins, and 2 bill companies. That's all I have saved to my phone. Oh man, because the kids nowadays, it's crazy. $1,600 for a phone, and they're both like, heck no. And he's trying to convince, Miranda, because he says like, oh, the other kids got it. Because Calvin's like, yeah, do other kids have the phone? And Calvin's Christian says yes, but I talked with some of the parents, and even they were like, nah, I mean, that kind of phone is too pricey for a young kid. Wholeheartedly agree. So that's when Laura comes in as they're looking on the computer. And this was I told you when I did my trailer breakdown, when I did a short, I'm like, that one scene from the trailer where Calvin and Miranda look up from the computer stunned, I'm like, it's Laura. And it is. Now, this is what kind of made me dock points here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that Laura and Miranda had come to an understanding about her being in the condo. Sorry, look. Whenever I think of the condo, my mind instantly goes to Sisters, what, Andy's penthouse. My bad. So yeah, I thought they had gotten past the whole, what, whenever you drop Christian off, you and Calvin meet downstairs. This, what, Calvin, that woman is not allowed in my home. I thought they had gotten past that because they had the whole sit down and everything. But now it's like, nope, we're right back to Laura being in her feelings. So she gets bent out of shape if Miranda's there. And Miranda, instantly gets out of there. It's like, hey, we're just here, dropping Christian off. And Calvin's like, hey, Laura, we were just here talking about Christian's birthday party. That's it. And it's funny because Junior overheard the commotion. And as Laura goes to the back room, it's like, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. When's the party? Yeah, it's coming up soon. Yeah, okay. I'll think about to get Christian. Okay. Then she goes to the back and Miranda rushes out and Junior's like, yeah, it's like, well, I told you, Dad. And Miranda's like, boy, you're getting too grown. Yeah, that's why I told him. Like, no, I was just trying to help y'all out. So Calvin is just whispering Miranda. Miranda's like, go fix it. Go fix it. Look, I don't know what's going on. It's like, go fix it. Sorry, not to me. With her. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Calvin, it's interesting you apologize to Miranda first. So then Laura comes out from the back like, y'all can stop whispering. Well, no. It's like, look, Miranda. I mean, yeah, Miranda just came up here to talk about the party. That's all. I thought everything is cool. And you got Laura being super passive aggressive about it. Now, this is when Calvin drops another bombshell. Christian's birthday party, yeah. It's coming up this weekend, yeah. It's going to be at my parents' house. Ooh, okay, yeah, that's strike one. So, are you coming? I don't know, Calvin. Just a few weeks ago, your whole family's telling me to get my narrow behind out of there. I'm like, you still on that? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I mean, she's literally still on this. And Calvin's like, I thought you and my mom talked it over. Like, Calvin, it's just... And the thing is, she's still mad about everything, from Ella to Miranda. And it's like, well, Christian wants you there. And, my mama wants you there. The whole family. Oh, what about Janine and Jasmine? Basically going down the laundry list of the people she feels wronged her. And she does eventually agree because she loves Christian. So then we go over to CJ and Janine's place talking about, the time of the party and helping with the setup. And that's when Malik comes in and tells, CJ about how, what, people come up to me across town all the time whenever they see me and just want to pass the word that they appreciate you. And I love the continuity there because CJ's like, wow, that's amazing. Because, just a few years ago, it's like they wanted to crucify me. And I guess it's because of the most recent situation that occurred with the shooting at the college. And CJ took initiative and, did a good job instructing the teams on how to handle the situation. So I like that continuity there. So Glow comes, well, actually, yeah, Glow comes in because Malik is like, yeah, so you weathered one storm, Dad, but another one's coming. What do you mean? That's when Glow comes in. And it turns out Mrs. Wellington has been putting out flyers that have been harming her chances of re-election because there are pictures of Glow's mugshot on the flyer. Wait, what? So then we go over to the day of the party, and Ella and Miranda are both wondering if Laura is going to show up. And Calvin's like, It's like, what? And Miranda's like, what? You didn't invite her? No, no, no. Hey, I invited her. I told her everybody wanted her to come. And she did say she was coming for Christian. So I don't know where she is, but she's supposed to come. And that's when Ella's like, I know that's right, because this party is about Christian, not about her drama or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, God, I already know where this is going to go. So as everybody's sitting, and we don't really see that many extras, but we can see the backyard from behind the couch. And there are people in the backyard. And everybody's gathered around as Christian's opening gifts. First he gets a gift from a Jazzy, and it's a video game. And, he's all excited about that. And I love the whole family dynamic there of Calvin's like, hey, you know what? I'm happy you got that game, but you make sure you don't play until after you do your homework. And Jasmine's like, yeah, listen to him now. Because it's just a prime example of, you get your niece or nephew a gift that, your sibling didn't want to buy him just to cause a ruckus. Or you get him a loud toy. It's like, have fun with that. But I love how Jasmine's like, yeah, listen to your daddy. That way you don't blame me if your grades slip. So then Laura comes in. And she is given a warm welcome. Everybody's happy to see her. Oh, your hair looks great. Sit down, have some fun. We're opening gifts. Everything's cool. Like I said, the only shakeup of this episode was the weird continuity where Laura was in her feelings about Miranda being in the condo. I don't know why they rehashed that, but Laura's gift is next. And it just so happens to be that $1,600 phone that Christian wanted. He's all excited. I remember that feeling extremely well during the holidays or whatever, when I'd get a gift. Back in my day, if it was like a Power Ranger Megazord or a video game, I'm like, oh yeah, or like a Game Boy Advance, or, basically whatever video game system at the time. I was pumped up. And this, in my opinion, is where I truly became Team Laura yet again. Calvin and Miranda are immediately like, no. Christian, you're too young for this. No. I want to say this, and then I'll get back into the full review. They ain't had to do Laura like that. In my opinion, they did. This was a situation where they could have just let Christian have the phone. Hey, baby, don't open it until we get home, okay? Just keep it in the box. But thank you, Miss Laura. Thank Miss Laura now. Okay, you want to make sure we got everything set up. You can have the table. We'll make sure everything is set up right. Then when you get home, talk to Christian about the situation with the phone and whatnot, and maybe even Laura too. Like, hey, Laura, we just thank you so much for this gift. It's just that Miranda and I aren't ready to let our baby have a phone yet. But listen, we'll keep the phone. We'll keep it. It's just that we'll wait just until he's a tad bit older, and then we'll let him have it. But the phone is not going anywhere. It's going to stay in the box and everything. Simple as that. They opted to tag team her in front of everybody. And what was even worse, Laura had no idea what the issue was. She didn't know. And then Jasmine and Janine jumped into the conversation. Like, yeah, Jada and Hayden wanted cell phones too. We're like, nope, too young for that. Yeah, that's what they said. And then that's when Ella jumped in as well. And when Laura was like, well, Miranda, I thought we agreed to co-parenting. What was happening with that? And then that's when Miranda's like, well, we're somewhat co-parenting, somewhat. And that's when Laura's like, hey, baby, after they make him give the phone back, hey, baby, Miss Laura loves you, and I gotta go. And he doesn't want her to leave, but I can completely understand how she felt in that moment, because I see what Calvin and Miranda were doing, but there is a time and place for everything. And I honestly was on Laura's side here. Like I said, I know if I urge you, if you let go of your disdain towards the character, I mean, how would you feel if you were in that situation? If you showed up to a place you had reservations about because of the people there, but you were there because you loved your son-in-law, daughter-in-law, niece, nephew, godchild, whatever. You came for their day. You brought a gift, and when you see that child loves it, the parents just snatch it up right then and there, and it's like, no, you shouldn't have bought that. And then the whole family kind of get, yeah, no, you shouldn't have done that. How would you feel? And I understand, like, it's messed up she left because it hurt Christian, but at the same time, hey, I'm the one that got you what you wanted. It's your parents that said no. But then all of a sudden, it turned into Calvin not supporting her because it's like, Calvin, it's like, you're not going to back me up or anything. And then that's when she leaves to go, and everybody's like, no, stay. We want you to stay. And it's like, that's when Calvin and Laura go at it. It's like Calvin tries to get her to stay, but then Laura, doesn't. And then that makes a bit of a scene, and then she eventually leaves. And everybody ends up being pissed at her because later on, Miranda's like, that was a disaster. I'm so mad. Look, was I wrong? And then Janine, Jasmine, and Ella back her up saying like, no. And Ella's like, yeah, Laura acting like she ain't got no common sense or no sort of training at all. And I'm just like, this family is a mess. And I get it. The way these people acted is just like, when I was growing up and I'd see some of my older cousins bring a girl or sometimes their new fiance or whatever to a family function, and you had the aunties and all talking crap. Like, they be talking to the girl like, oh, how did you two meet and whatnot? And then after they left or whatever, they be talking crap. I'm like, nah, that's why I'm like, if I ever meet somebody, I'm never bringing her around my family. The extended family. It's like, because, nah, But that's when Curtis, Malik, and CJ come in, and Miranda, is just thankful for the party and whatnot. And it turns out even more flyers are out, and the election, there's no telling how it's going to go for Glow. But it turns out she explains the mug shot was from back in the day when she wrote a bad check and she had to go to like a financial literacy course or something. And that's when Malik volunteers to manage her campaign. And Glow's like, well, I don't have any money. Oh, no, Mr. Glow, I'll do it for free because, hey, this could sharpen my skills. And I love how everybody's supportive, especially Curtis. Like, hey, good job, nephew. It's just such a good expansion of the Malik and Curtis dynamic because I just remember in the original series all the times, if it wasn't CJ, it was Curtis snatching Malik up because of his delinquent behavior or influences. But to actually see, the family just proud of his career, and then the fact that he's able to utilize his career for the plot, I like that. It really does help. So then we go over to the condo for the final scene. And as I said, if you made it this far in the video, thank you. Just thank you. Laura is actually on the phone with her dad as Calvin walks in, and she's like, oh, I gotta go, Calvin just came in. And some people were applauding Calvin for returning the same angry, bitter energy at Laura in the scene. But like I said, I was on Laura's side. Now Calvin snapping on her for causing a scene at Christian's birthday and making this about her when it was supposed to be about him. It's like, you hurt my son's feelings. While true, Calvin, you don't want to acknowledge the fact that you hurt Laura's feelings? You and Miranda? And when the family backed up your stance on the no phone policy? And you didn't even defend her? I was completely on Laura's side here. Now, I understand, though, the fact that, hey, you should have discussed getting a phone with us. Because the thing is, Laura had no idea. It's like, well, all the kids have phones. I don't really know what the big deal is. And it makes sense because she's not a parent. So she's not going to think of things like, well, looking at the internet and predators and all this stuff out there, we just don't want to expose our son to that. He's too young. Again, I completely understand Laura not comprehending that because even though she's helping as a co-parent, she's not a parent, So I just feel like similar to Sisters right now with season 9, there is a lot of forced drama. And I've never loved the character of Laura. I just hate the way she's going out like this because I agree with her. She said what I was thinking. Calvin, you embarrassed me. You just jumped in there with Miranda. Instead of backing me up or supporting me, you supported her. And all one of y'all had to do was simply pull me to the side and just say he's not ready for a phone yet. That's it. I'm throwing my hands up. I'm with her. I am. And she's like, I'm tired. You know what, Laura, I'm tired too. And I think we need to really think things through before we move closer to getting married. We do? You know what? I'm tired. You know what? No need for thinking. I'm done. And that's when Laura hands the ring back. He's like, you really done? Yes. And then there's a knock on the door and I'm thinking, Lord, is it Miranda? But no, it's her father there to pick her up. Now, you're probably wondering, like, dang, how did he get there so fast? Well, I imagine that he was probably still in town at the hotel or something, you know, close. I'm thinking about the last time he popped up to tell Laura that, hey, you're not trapped here. If you want to come home, just give us a call. So there you go. But then again, she did leave the birthday party earlier in the day, so it is possible that he traveled to get her. But either way, that's the storm. Team Laura until I'm, you know, on the opposing side. But this family is a mess. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Please go over to Exploring My Faith and hit the subscribe button there as well. And I will catch you all in the next video.